The indiscriminate or routine increase in rent by landlords are not tied down, in most cases, to defined laws and regulations in the through Nigerian situation, as it remains the prerogative of landlords or house owners to increase rent at will, though certain factors may be responsible for this.
It's a thing that should be expected that landed properties will get to appreciate within a period of time. That's a normal thing. But where it becomes very disturbing is when landlords get to even increase it on a yearly basis. So here's my thought. I'm not against the whole increase, but there should be a notice given prior to the time the rentage is being increased.
Landlords can just walk up to you now, to your house, and say, Madam, find me so and so amount. You are wondering whether you are owing him. You're not owing him. He's telling you to give him advance for next year's rent, right? And they can just increase it because they see that maybe they pass your house, they've smelled fried chicken today, like you have eaten fried chicken this afternoon. Tomorrow they come and see where somebody bought one bag of rice. Your rent will just increase.
It's depending on the area in Port Harcourt you're staying. The house rent in Job is actually different from the house rent in the Obuna Valley, GRA, and all of that. Basically, maybe it's because of the calibers of persons staying in that area. The increment sometimes is just based on the location.
The Port Harcourt scenario finds tenants faced with certain tenancy commitments such as the unrefundable drinking money, security levies, damages deposit, agency fee, legal fee, even when in most cases there are not legal formalities.
I think it's just other avenues of landlords trying to extort someone from, their tenants.
My landlord does not request for drink money. He only asks you to pay for the agreement fee because that's very demanding to define the terms and conditions that you live in the yard.
The relationship between a landlord and the tenant is supposed to be a mutually beneficial one, with each party having responsibilities, obligations, and privileges. The landlord has the obligation of making sure that his property is in a tenantable condition. That means all the facilities that are supposed to be there are in place and in good condition.
The high cost of building materials and maintenance is another story to tell. Some landlords narrate their plight.
Rent is going up so much. Why is this so? Number one, you go to the cost of materials. For a new building, cost of cement, which is over 5,000, going to 6,000. One rod can be over 10,000 naira, depending on the size. Ideally, the landlord cannot expect to make any gain until at least 5 years after a house is built. That means you will not put the rent so high that it is unattainable by a prospective tenant.
You have to consider that cost of getting a land in Port Harcourt, the developed area, is very, very expensive. So when you acquire this land, you know the building materials too is also expensive, but you will look at what is obtainable in that area. Also consider the cost of building that house. So those are the things you consider before putting up the price of your house.
The arbitrary increase in rent in recent times really calls for worry. It is imperative that a balance should be struck by key players, including the government, to address the issue.